Hello, good morning from Stratford International. I'm on the lesser used platform on a DLR train, and if this looks unusual or new to you, that's because it is. The new DLR trains, actually the first one came into service yesterday, but there's a press event today, and we're here to talk to the people involved and have a look round the brand new DLR trains, which are now in service. Built by rolling stock manufacturer Geoff, there are 54 new DLR trains that are being delivered. The first one actually arrived back in 2023, and after extensive testing they are now being introduced into passenger service, first of all on the Woolwich to Stratford International branch. And whilst today's press event is the official launch, this new unit did actually run the day before in passenger service, and I did manage to get down and sneak a ride on that on the first day. But today, the other first thing I want to do is get some more details, so I have a chat with Richard, the Managing Director.
The trains are manufactured in Spain. We have 10 that are delivered to our Beckton depot at the moment, so they're going through their normal testing programs, so you'll see some of those out on the network that you can't board, just in testing programs. 10 in our depot, and the remainder are out in Spain still in the storage facility. So that one will stay in service. We're hoping to put the next one in service next week, and then we should have 4 in by the end of October, early November is the plan. So
let's do some numbers and try and work out what's going on here. On the network at the moment, you've got old B92s and old B07s, and now these new trains, the B23s. There are going to be 54 brand new 5-car long trains of these B23s. But in terms of the older stock, the B92s will be completely retired and withdrawn. And then the B07s are being retained, so there'll be a mixture of B07s and B23s on the network. This means there's basically going to be more DLR trains available to be in service, which means there will ultimately be more services across all lines. Enthused myself, I looked around the train and could see that, yep, there's the brand new Poplar maquette, which we love. There's USB sockets, of course, and digital displays. But I soon spot a familiar face, Aaron, who I spoke to in the previous video, and so I get him to talk me through the features on the new train.
Sure, so above the door we've got new lighting, so this shines green to show which doors are opening on which side, and red when the doors are closing. As we go down, what we're here, we've got our new multi-use area. So the multi-use area is for passengers, suitcases, and it's also distinguished from the wheelchair areas at this end of the train. Above, we've got our new CIS screens, so as you see the train driving along, this will show where the next departures are, next stops are, and that's all fed through the signalling system. And then as we walk down, this is one of 3 new wheelchair areas on the train, with the other 2 being further up at that end. USB chargers. Why are they USB-A? We are waiting for a USB-C railway approved product. These can be taken off and replaced at any point in time. What you see here is a countdown timer. So this counts down and gives the number of seconds before the train departs. That's to help the passenger service agent. That will give you an indication how many seconds until the train will be ready to depart. One of the most important features of the train, fully walk through. So the new train is fully walk through, all 5 carriages all linked. The openness is a key point on this. I think when we look at it, it's open, it's airy, it's modern. It is a transformation for London. I think one of the most important things, 10% more capacity on each train. When we introduce the final train, we're looking at a 50% capacity increase across the DLR network. I've been leading this programme for 8 years and 4 months. So from a personal perspective, seeing this go into service is absolutely fantastic. However, it isn't the end of this. We need to get all of these trains into service. So what you can see here is our modern CIS system. We don't have this on the existing trains. It is new. I think one of the things that you see on this is high definition, colourful. It's got the adjacent stations. It's got the rainbow boards. It really is just bringing us up to a modern standard. There is a little animation on it. As you can see, it switches over. Next station, services for connections, all the things you'd expect to see on a modern train.
And there's a lot of excitement amongst people about the new trains this morning. Seb, I'm so unprofessional, I'm going to move the lens while doing it. I bumped into Seb Dance. Hi. Hello. Hello. I always see at these events, it's great. But what I like is that, like me, you get very excited.
I do.
Why do you get excited at a new train?
Well, look at it. It's shiny. It's the colour scheme. I mean, it is gorgeous. It's fully walk through. I don't know whether you noticed, but the acceleration is so much smoother and it's quick.
Well, presumably commute on this to City Hall?
Yes, we do,
that?
absolutely.
So
to Royal Victoria.
You do use
the DLR, and frankly, the air conditioning is going to be a game changer because it just makes the journey so much more comfortable. But I just love the fact that there's space, and you can still drive it from the front. And I don't know whether you've done it, but you can get right up, to the window.
Do you do that?
Well, I will. Trust me, I will.
Yes, it's good to know that the "can you still sit at the front and drive the train" question is a big yes. Everyone gets excited by it.
Tom's here.
Hello, Geoff.
And you're excited about being in the front seat?
Always excited about being in the front seat, since I was 5. Yeah, I remember coming on this, begging my parents to take me on the DLR just after it opened, September 1987. So yeah.
And now you work for the DLR?
I do, I head up the DLR for TfL, yeah.
So, that's what, so you've kind of realised your childhood dream?
I have, yes. A very kind, what we call passenger service agent, the person we have on every train, a very kind member of staff when I was a very small child, opened up this cabinet right here and taught me through what all the controls meant, and I think that's kept me enthused for life.
Yeah, the train has now entered regular public service, which means that thing where people, regular commuters, are now getting on and having that moment where they think, hang on a second, this is slightly new and different, and I just saw a couple of people take a photo being excited about the new train.
I'm super excited by it. If you get on board, you see the walk-through trains. That immediately feels different on board. It feels clean. It feels spacious. We've spent a lot of time working on these, and it's amazingly exciting to get on board and actually see them in operation. So yeah, I wouldn't describe myself as a train spotter, but I'm very, very excited today.
And then I'm just going to quickly flash back to the journey yesterday where I got chatting to the passenger service agent who talked me through the door operation and the countdown display.
What's the coolest feature? What's the thing you like the most?
So many things. I love the articulated area. You know, the way you can just watch the train curve around, seeing end to end.
Yes, train's about to depart, right? So I'll let you do.
Oh no, you've got a timer.
There's a timer?
Yeah,
there is a timer. So that lets you know how many seconds there is to go to depart.
Close this door. Now ADC means all doors closed. Look around. The neutral. Once the S goes, then I can take off my key.
Start here, you guys can
There we go. Get ready.
So we've just departed Canning Town. I've come to the front of the train thinking there might be somebody here that I can get a picture of being at the front of the train, but remarkably both seats are empty. So for the first time in a long time, because there's normally always somebody here, I'm going to sit in the front of the train and be that person excitedly looking out of the front. Thanks to everyone today for all the facts and figures. That is your brand new DLR train. First one started yesterday. They should now be rolled out over the next few weeks and months. Expect to see them with more capacity, air conditioning and everything we've mentioned on the DLR network. It's very exciting. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.